to Release Your Potential Now with Jane, your weekly dose of energy wisdom and healing, where we explore how energy shapes your life and how you can shift it to thrive in every area physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Each week, we'll dive into practical tools, real-world examples, and quantum energy perspectives to help you stay positive, navigate challenges, and reclaim your personal power. Whether you're dealing with stress, seeking balance, or curious about the energetic world around you, this is your space for insight, growth, and transformation.
Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to Release Your Potential Now with Jane. I'm Jane Phillips, your host, and I'm happy to have you here with me today as I kick off my first podcast of the year in March. And this series for you is all about luck. So we'll be meeting every single Tuesday at 12:30 Pacific time and 3:30 Eastern time. So you can tune in to me here if this content resonates with you. So let me ask you a question. Is luck something random that happens to just a lucky few, or can you actually create it for yourself? So in today's episode is about creating your own luck and the energy of opportunity and alignment. If you're someone who's ever felt like good fortune seems to pass you by, or that some people just seem to be luckier than others, I want to invite you to shift your perspective. Because luck isn't just about chance. It's about energy, it's about mindset, and how we open and are able to receive opportunities that are presented in front of us. So get comfortable and let's explore how to attract more lucky moments in your life. And hopefully you'll get some tools that you can use to try. So, what is luck and how does energy influence it? We've all heard the phrase, some people have all the luck, but what if I told you that luck isn't about being chosen, it's about being open. Luck is the ability to recognize and act on opportunities when they arise, and that ability, it comes down to your energy, your mindset, and how to respond to what life presents to you. I like to think about it this way. Many of us keep a mental box of proof where we store every bad thing that has ever happened to us. It becomes our running list of reasons why things don't work out and why we aren't supported and why life is hard. But what if we start keeping a second box, a box of good lessons, a place where we recognize how things actually worked out in ways we couldn't see at the time? I want to share a story from my own life that always gets two reactions. First is horror, and then laughter, because life has a way of surprising us with its lessons. So this is my box of proof personal story about the good things. So I do energy work as a medical intuitive. I do paranormal energy clearings, and I'm a psychic medium. So I was at a client's house after I had energy cleared it to check it out. It was an open house for real estate agents, and I was walking around the property with the real estate agent listing this property. I wasn't paying attention. We stepped out to the back to look at a room in the back, and I stepped backwards off the patio. And that wasn't just a little step. It was a 1-foot drop. I fell. I slid across the concrete below and hit a flower pot in a crumpled heap. In that moment, I had a choice. I could immediately file it into my unlucky box. I'm so clumsy. Why does this stuff always happen to me? Or I could look for the good. Something I need to add in here is I'm a quick problem solver. That is a gift of mine. It's not everybody's. So I was still feeling pretty awful, but I was trying to figure out what I was going to do because I was in shock. I'd hit pretty hard. So here's where this story takes a bit of a turn. I use flower essences in my healing practice, and I had a full set in my car. I normally carry something like emergency trauma solution, which is an energy drop set of drops also that helps with these situations, but I didn't have any in my purse. So I had the real estate agent who watched me fall run to my car and grab my flower essences. And when he came back, I took a dropper full of 58 separate essences, very shakily, probably contaminated half of them, but I didn't know which ones were going to work, and I was not well enough to figure it out. So within 5 minutes, and I've had this happen before, I walked back into the house looking completely fine. I knew this was temporary, though, and I got a ride to urgent care from the realtor where they confirmed for me that nothing was broken, thank goodness. Now, that doesn't mean I wasn't hurt. My chest, from the neck down to the upper breast area, was severely injured, and for almost 6 weeks, I couldn't lay down to sleep. If I lay down, I couldn't get up. The pain was too deep. So I couldn't drive. And I didn't realize how many muscles I had in my chest until they all started screaming at me. So here's where I chose to categorize this experience. I put it in my box of good lessons. I didn't break any bones. I had a friend who let me stay with them while I recovered. I live in a tiny house. I was on her property, and she let me stay in her guest bedroom. And I had people who would drive for me and help me run errands. And this is my favorite part. And the only way I could tell I was healing was by monitoring the swear words I was using, because I was really injured and it hurt like H. So on day one, I'm trying to go to the bathroom, maybe go get a glass of water, and I'm saying, fuck, F-word bombs everywhere. Day two, I'm doing that again, lots of fucking, but every once in a while I say, ouch. Day three, it was fuck, ouch, ouch, ouch. And by that time, I was stringing together more ouches than other swear words. So that's the only way I knew I was getting better. And when I'm telling it probably not as strongly as when I'm talking to people, but in person. But that's how I knew I was getting better, was swear words. And when I tell this story to people as a lesson on how to embrace the good stuff, they start laughing because it's pretty funny. And one of my reasons for sharing the story is for the lesson, but I also don't want to traumatize somebody with what happened. So every time I tell this story, what starts as shock turns into laughter, because that's life. That's how things go. We fall, we get up, and we choose to remember the experience. So how do you want to choose to remember these experiences? So how you can apply this idea in your own life is think about something challenging you've been through recently. Ask yourself, did anything good come from it? Maybe you learned something new, received unexpected help, gained a fresh perspective. And if you're struggling to see it now, that's okay. But I invite you to keep an open mind and start shifting your perspective. See what comes to you, if there's any lessons or any good things that you can find in this awful experience. So here's a simple practice, and I've got 3 tips that are going to come right after this. Is every night, think of one lucky thing that happened that day, something that went your way, even if it was small. And over time, this builds a new pattern of thinking, and soon you'll see that you were never really unlucky, just untrained in noticing your luck. So I've got 3 tips for you to try, and one of them is the one I just mentioned, but I'll mention it again in case another thing or two crops up. So the first one, which we talked about, was shift your perspective. So if you see yourself as unlucky, you'll reinforce that belief. Start telling yourself a new story. I'm open to new opportunities. I recognize synchronicities. I trust that good things are always finding me. So what happens when we're only choosing to see the bad things or the things that really impacted us, what happens is we're basically telling God or the universe what we want. And if we are talking about the bad things, whatever force is giving you your experiences, you're getting more of the things you're thinking about. It's about focusing on whatever you're focusing on, you will get more of. So the words we say shape the energy that we emit. And I've learned over time in my practice that saying, I don't want this or no to something else, the universe or God, whoever you believe in, the higher level does not honor the word no. So you're basically asking to have more accidents and things. And it's not that I'm accident free, by the way. After this one experience, I've had other experiences, but I try not to have the same ones. So I'm learning differently. So the first one is shift your perspective. The second tip is keep a luck list. And I know we've all talked about having gratitude lists, or maybe you haven't heard of that, but this is not about being grateful that I fell. I'm not grateful that I fell at that time. That wasn't part of my list. But what I was on my list was noticing all the support I got around it. And I also didn't go looking to blame anything outside of myself for creating it, that I was cursed, which can kind of happen to me, but that's not where we're going here. So I didn't put blame anywhere either. And not even blame to myself, because it happened and I can't undo it. So shifting your perspective was the first part. Keeping a luck list is your second. So write down one lucky or unexpected moment each day, big or small. And maybe you found the perfect parking spot, reconnected with an old friend, or got great news of some sort. The more you notice luck, the more you attract it. You're letting the universe know that these things are important to you, that you valued the fact that you reconnected with an old friend that you hadn't talked to, or yay, you at least got a good parking spot right where you needed it. So keep a luck list is another idea for you. And the third one is to act on your intuition. So lucky people will trust their gut feelings. So if you feel an intuitive hit, guys like to use the word gut, women tend to use intuition. It's the same idea. If you get the hit somehow that you should take some action, whether it's reaching out to someone, trying something new, attending a party that you really didn't feel like going to. That happens to me because I'm such an introvert. Follow up on that. That's your energy aligning with the universe. So, and then if you act on your intuition, and what happens is you're not happy with the result, you got information. Maybe going skydiving was not really what was going to work for you, or maybe attending that party just showed you the kind of people that you don't want to hang around with. Now you've got that data, and the idea is to take the lesson from it and not stop trusting your intuition. There was a reason you went. What I find with myself is if I think I need to skip doing something, but I get the hit that I should go, I often will end up meeting somebody that I wouldn't have met otherwise, that I find engaging and entertaining. So the three things is shift your perspective, keep a luck list, and act on your intuition. You don't have to do all three. Just do what maybe seems simple to you and see if it can change your perspective so that your life goes more smoothly, that you're not stuck with everything not working in your favor. It's really important. So there was somebody who, a listener who got hold of me from another thing that I did. And they wrote to me, they said, Jane, I always feel like I miss out on opportunities. No matter what I do, I never seem to be in the right place at the right time. How do I shift this? And again, this is about creating luck. So you can start by asking what an unexpected opportunity showed up for me today and look for more of those. There is a dowser I follow. His name is Raymond Grace, Raymon, Grace, Grace, and he's a .com. And he's a professional dowser. I also use my pendulum, which is a dowsing tool, and other things. And he teaches about programming your day. So one of the things that he programs himself every day, and I wish I were good at doing that myself, but I'm not. But when I think of it, or I think I need it, I do. He programs by just saying out loud, I just choose to be in the right place at the right time today. And he starts that out. And if he has something else that he feels is important, he actually asks to choose to be aware of any circumstances that would adversely affect him. Now, he has a lot of faith and a lot of experience with doing these things, but those things are possible even if you don't quite understand how it could possibly work, that you would choose to be at the right place at the right time. But it's an option. It's something that you could do and see what happens. And what I tell a lot of my clients is when I'm working with them is that it's important to look at some of these things that you're trying to do as an experiment. And that takes some of the pressure off if it doesn't work right, because you'll learn some things of what will work and what won't. So you can also make some choices of things. One of the things that I teach people from a class I had is, instead of wanting something, you write choosing. So if you want a new car, you can choose a new car that's telling you something entirely different. And even though it seems kind of out there and a little bit woo-woo, I would offer that if you're making a list of things that you'd like in your life or goals, that you choose things, because it's going to allow you to think about moving forward with it. So we're just about done with today. And so I'm going to bring this to a close. Remember, luck isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. So by shifting your mindset and noticing opportunities and acting on intuition, you're opening yourself up to a world of possibilities. So, and if you've enjoyed this episode today, I'd love to hear from you. You can share your thoughts with me on social media. I'm working hard to get more available on Facebook and LinkedIn and also Instagram. So I'd love hearing your stories of synchronicity and lucky moments that you'd care to share, because it will be inspiring for other people also. And before you go, I'd like to give you a little teaser for next week's episode on March 11th, which is Tuesday, 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern Time. We're going to drive into something that can block luck and abundance from flowing into your life: energetic and emotional blocks. So I'll be sharing how to clear out old energy, release limiting beliefs, and open yourself up to even more success and abundance. And that's a lot what I do in my private practice as a medical intuitive, is helping people release those blocks, often things that they're not even aware of. So if you're ready to clear the path for more luck in your life, make sure to join me next week. And until then, take care, stay open, and remember, you're already luckier than you think. I'll see you next time on Release Your Potential with Jane. I'm Jane Phillips. Thank you.
You've been listening to Release Your Potential Now with Jane, your weekly dose of energy wisdom and healing. Tune in on Transformation Talk Radio to unlock the power of energy healing and transform your life one insight at a time. Share this episode with a friend who's feeling stuck and might benefit from a little extra support on their journey. Together, we can create a ripple effect of healing and positivity, empowering individuals to live healthier, more joyful lives. Are you ready to gain control of your life and health? Then visit janecphillips.com to book a session, join a workshop, or explore how energy wisdom can help you heal and thrive.